Alright guys, almost 2 years, 2 full years of waiting, looking, desperately searching. I finally have a PS5. I finally got one. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. Finally. Now if you hear background noise, it's raining outside and my fiance is playing Call of Duty in the other room, so just so you know. If you want to skip right to the time of how I got a PS5, I'll put it right here. Skip to it if you want, but I'm going to talk about my journey finally getting here. I've been a PlayStation guy all my life. I grew up with a PS2 and PS3. That's just what I got as a kid, so I've never been against Xbox. It's just, if I grew up with Xbox, then I'd be an Xbox guy. But I grew up with PlayStation, so I've always been a PlayStation guy, and that's it. I played some Xbox in the past. My half-brother, who lives all the way in South Carolina, 4,000 miles away, he has an Xbox, and every time we'd go visit, I'd play some Halo with him. But besides that, I've had no experience with Xbox whatsoever. So when the PS5 was first announced and released, I didn't get one because they didn't have a whole lot of exclusives right away, so I didn't pre-order one or anything. I said, oh, I'll get one in a few months. I can wait a little bit, right? I shouldn't have waited. I should have grabbed one while I could have, because it's been almost 2 years trying to find a goddamn PlayStation 5, and I finally found one without buying it from a scalper. Fuck scalpers. Now, I live in Alaska, okay? So whenever we get stock or whenever we get shipments of anything, of product, it's always a lot smaller stock than the other states of the country. Now, these are my options for getting a PS5. I could have gone to Target, Best Buy, Costco, Walmart, Kroger, Fred Meyer, GameStop, and I think that's it. Every single day for over a year, I've had every single store in my phone, and I check every day for new stock and new product to double check and see if they get any. Every single day, every location I'm checking. And on my days off, I'm going to every store and I'm checking to see if they have a PS5 in their electronics section. And every day, I was met with disappointment. Nowhere had a PS5 for the longest time. So it came to a point where I'm like, okay, if I find any next-gen console, I'm gonna get it. No matter what it is, I'm gonna get a next-gen console. Digital PS5, digital Xbox, Xbox in general. So first, I know it's technically not considered a next-gen console, but I got a Switch OLED model. It's the next upgrade from the old Switch. I gave my girlfriend, my fiance, my old Switch. I got the OLED. Played a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a lot of Mario Odyssey for the first time. That held off my urge and my craving for a next-gen console for a while. I was busy with the Switch OLED. But then one cold winter evening at the local Target, me and my girl are walking by the electronic section. I'm looking, because usually they have a glass case where it's always empty and there's just controllers or headsets. But this one night, there's something actually in the glass case. It was this. It was this bad boy, Xbox Series S. I asked the electronics employee, I was like, that's the new Xbox, right? She's like, yeah, but only a digital version. It doesn't have as much storage, and like internally, like the structure, like the inside isn't as impressive or whatever, I guess, as the Xbox Series X. Like, this can't perform as heavy duty as the Xbox X can. I'm like, I don't care. This is a next-gen console. Give it to me. So I bought it, brought it home, played a whole lot of Halo. I played through all the campaigns, because this was like October. It was like a month before Halo Infinite was being released. So I had a month to play all the campaigns to get prepared for Halo Infinite. Once Halo Infinite came out, I played the campaign, I played the online, I loved it, it was fun. Yeah, and then I had this is my only next-gen console for the longest time. I loved this thing. I still love it. It's really nice. Anyone who says the Xbox Series S is not a next-gen console, they're fools. My Xbox Series S handled 200 hours of Elden Ring. 200 hours and not a single hiccup. It didn't crash, the fan wasn't loud, nothing. Everything was perfectly fine. 200 hours of Elden Ring. But at the end of the day, an Xbox Series S is not a PS5. So once again, like the Switch OLED, the Xbox Series S held off my craving and my urge to get a PS5 for a good solid few months. And for a while, I'm like, Xbox Series S is the only next-gen console I'm ever gonna get. I'm just gonna have to wait for the PS6 or the Xbox Series Z. So I'm like, okay, I still want a PS5, so I'm going through all the websites, I'm looking and everything, and then on Best Buy, it said out of stock for PS5, right? But at the very bottom, it said related products, and it said Xbox Series X, add to cart. I'm like, that's different, that's new, because every single time it says Xbox Series X out of stock or sold out. It's never said add to cart. So I go down there, add it to my cart, I check out, I pay for it. I have an Xbox Series X for Best Buy. And about 2 weeks later, this arrived. I had to go pick it up, and they didn't have it in stock. It had to be shipped to me, so it took like a week or so for it to be shipped. But whatever, this arrived. I'm like, hell yeah. So I'm like, okay, now I'm legit an Xbox guy. After being a PlayStation guy my whole life, I'm just Xbox now, I guess. Brought this home, downloaded GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 for the upgraded graphics, and did new playthroughs of that. My favorite thing about this is the inside is green right there. It's so cool. I also bought this because one cool thing about the Xbox Series X, it's backwards compatible with the original Xbox discs and 360 discs. So I bought this, my favorite game of all time right there. Metal Gear Solid 3. Anyways, I gave my fiance my Xbox Series S so she can play Call of Duty. And now I have this X, and I've been playing it for like a good month and a half, and I love this thing, it's awesome. Of course, when I got the Series S, I got Game Pass, I set up an Xbox account and everything. So I accepted my fate. I'm just an Xbox guy from now on. I'm never gonna touch my PS4 again. I'm never gonna get a PS5. But then, I have a conversation with one of my coworkers. I'm telling him about this whole situation. He's like, well, I have a friend who went on the PlayStation website and bought a PS5 straight from them. I'm like, no, he didn't. That's not true. No, he's lying to you. He's like, yeah, you have to register or something and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, let me check this out. And it's true. You go to the PlayStation website, you register for the chance or the opportunity, it's not guaranteed, an opportunity to buy a PS5. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? I'm like, okay, so I sign up and it said, congratulations, you've been signed up for the chance to buy a PS5, blah, blah, blah. We'll check your email every day and we'll give you details when it's available. I'm like, what the heck does all this mean? So every day I'm checking my email, like multiple times a day I'm checking my email so I don't miss anything, right? And then one day, congratulations, Snake Eater. That's my username and handle for Twitter, MCOC, Xbox, PlayStation, everything. I just use Snake Eater because it's my favorite game of all time. It's like, congratulations, Snake Eater. You've been invited to an exclusive special event to get the chance to buy a PS5. I'm like, okay. Event starts at this time on this day. Here's the link. Don't click the link before or it may not work. I'm like, okay, so I don't click the link. I set an alarm. I wake up early for this day. Yes, waking up at 10 a.m. is early for me, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I click on the link right exactly at 10 a.m. my time. And it just brings me to a blank page. It doesn't work. The website crashed, I'm pretty sure. For over an hour and a half, I'm refreshing the page, blank, blank, blank. Website isn't working, blah, blah, blah. I'm restarting my Wi-Fi. I'm trying to do everything I can. I click on the link again from the email. I go from Chrome to Safari. I'm trying everything. For an hour and a half, it doesn't work. I'm like, well, fuck me, I guess. This just didn't work. And like I said, after an hour and a half, I get the message, sorry, the event has ended. All product is out of stock or some shit. I'm like, of course. All right, just gonna go back and play my Xbox, I guess. A week or two later, I get another email saying you've been invited to another event. I wake up early again, and I click on the link right at 10 a.m. And this time it works. It brings me straight to the website. No crashing, no delays, no nothing. I'm like, it actually worked? Sorry if I'm playing with my hair. I'm growing my hair out for the first time since high school, and I'm not used to it. I don't really know what to do with it. Anyways, so then there's like the digital PS5, the disc version of the PS5, PS5 with Horizon Zero Dawn. I add that to my cart, I check out, I buy it. Boom, it says thank you for your purchase. It will be shipped here soon. I'm like, I really legit just bought a PS5. What? I didn't trust it though. I didn't trust it. One thing I didn't mention about the Xbox Series X when I got it from Best Buy, I didn't trust it or get my hopes up until I had the actual console in my hand. Like, it's like I got an email saying your Xbox has been delayed. Sorry. I'm like, of course. Only ended up being one day, but still, And then I said, it arrived, come pick up at Best Buy. And still, I was still skeptic. Then I went there and picked it up. I'm like, okay, I have an Xbox, awesome. And it finally arrived right on. And I'm like, well, then the UPS or the FedEx guy's gonna steal it or something, or it's gonna arrive broken or something, right? Something is gonna happen. A PS5 just doesn't arrive at your doorstep, right? PS5 just arrived at my doorstep. That's exactly what happened, just it got delivered straight to me. And it actually arrived like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks ago, and I haven't played it. I've only played one game, Astro's Playroom. It's because I had to finish my Red Dead 2 playthrough on my Xbox Series X. I had to finish that, and then I'm like, okay, now I can focus on the PS5. I spent like $20 on Red Dead 2 on the Xbox, and then I got the PS5, and it's free with the PlayStation Plus subscription. Whatever. Anyway, so that's basically it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. I got PS5 because I got lucky. Finally, almost after 2 years. Because like I said, I was checking every store in person, online, checking the stock, the product every day to see if they have a PS5. Everywhere in town that has one, I've been checking every day. And I just bought one straight from the PlayStation store. It was that easy. So now that I finally have a PS5, I'm probably never gonna touch my Xbox again. Just kidding, there's still some there's games on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Game Pass. They don't always have the same games. Like there's some new samurai game that's on Game Pass that's not on the PlayStation. So, and there's, doesn't Xbox have like Bethesda exclusives coming? I love Fallout, so. And then there's this. This isn't available on the PS5 because PS5 doesn't play PlayStation 3 games on the disc. And also Metal Gear isn't available digitally for copyright reasons or some shit, I don't know. When this bad boy finally arrived, I got it hooked up and set up and everything. The main feeling I was feeling wasn't really excitement or happiness. It was just kind of like relief. Finally. Like, oh my god. I felt relieved. Like I finally got a PS5. Not only that, I have a PS5 and Xbox Series X. I consider myself very lucky that I have both. Not everyone gets to have both. I don't really know how to end this video or what to say next. I told you guys how I got it. Yeah. Basically it. I guess all I have to say is if you still don't have a next-gen console, don't give up. Don't buy it from a scalper. Keep looking, you'll get one eventually. And go on the website for PlayStation, register, and check your email every day and make sure you follow the instructions very clearly because, yeah. Anyways, happy gaming. I guess to end the video, I'm gonna start playing the PS5 games. I have a lot of games to catch up on. There's a brand new cat game that looks adorable. The Spider-Man games, Miles Morales. I gotta play the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. Demon Souls, Returnal, Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. God of War comes out soon. Gotta catch up on some PlayStation games, excuse me.